As I come down, I have my headlights. They are clear in color, properly mounted, secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged. I have my right and left turn signal. They are properly mounted, secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged. They are amber in color. Fog lights, clear in color, properly mounted, secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged. As I look under my truck, I don't see any tunneling or ponding, which would indicate any type of leaks of fluid from my engine. Also, I'm looking at the appearance of my truck. It's not leaning to the left or right, indicating a suspension problem or a shifted load.
Or flat tire.
Or flat tire. See one or the other. As I look at this side of my engine compartment, I'm looking at all my hoses and wires. I see all hose, clamps, wires, and nothing bare naked wires or cracked, frayed, or damaged wires showing. All hose clamps are properly mounted, secured. All hoses are snug and tight. Coolant reservoir, properly mounted, secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged. All hoses going to it are properly mounted, secured. Cap is on tight and is at the proper manufacturer specifications in between the full and add mark. I have a water pump. It's properly mounted, secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged. All hoses going to it are not leaking, and also it is belt driven, so there is no more than 3/4 inch of play in the belt, and it's properly seated in its pulley. This side is done. Your hoses, wires, and air hoses. All of them are properly mounted, secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged. No bare naked wires showing, cut, frayed, or damaged. This is my air cluster. It's properly mounted, secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged. All hoses going to it are properly mounted, secured, not cracked, frayed, or damaged, and they're not leaking. I have back here my air compressor. It is gear driven. It's properly mounted, secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged. All hoses going to it are properly mounted, secured. As I come up, this is my oil fill tube. It's properly mounted, secured, caps on tight, not cracked, broken, or damaged. This is my oil dipstick. This is where I would check my oil. I would pull it, wipe it clean, reinsert it, and then pull, make sure it's in between the add and the full mark. Power steering reservoir. Power steering reservoir is properly mounted, secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged. All hoses going to it are properly mounted, secured, and they're not leaking. Behind my power steering reservoir, I have my power steering pump. It is gear driven. It's properly mounted, secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged. And it's not leaking. Alternator. Properly mounted, secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged. The alternator is belt driven. It is properly seated in its pulley. There's no more than 3/4 inch play in the belt. Engine compartment, done. Steering shaft, properly mounted, secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged. No illegal welds. There is no more than 10 degrees of play in my steering shaft. My steering gearbox, properly mounted, secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged. All bolts are present. All hoses going to it are properly mounted, secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged, and they're not leaking. Steering components, pivot arm, drag ring, tie rod end, upper control arm. They are all properly mounted, secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged. All castle nuts and cotter pins are in place and tight. Suspension, spring mount, properly mounted, secured. All bolts are present, not cracked, broken, or damaged. My leaf springs, properly mounted, secured, not bent, broken, or damaged. They are not shifted. They are all securely tight by the U-bolts. U-bolts are properly mounted, secured. All bolts are present and tight. Shock absorber, properly mounted, secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged. It is not leaking. There is fluid in it. Shock absorber mounts, properly mounted, secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged. And they are secured. Suspension, done. Brakes. My brake lines go into my brake chamber are properly mounted, secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged. Not leaking. This is my brake chamber. It's properly mounted, secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged. Slack adjuster and push rod, properly mounted, secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged. Push rod is not bent or broken. If I were to release the brakes, there would be no more than 1 inch of play. If there is more than 1 inch of play, they're out of adjustment.
Cotter pin is in place.
Cotter key is in place. It's at 90 degrees. Brake drum, properly mounted, secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged. There are no deep grooves. There's no grease, oil, or debris in my brake drum. My brake lining, there is no less than 1/4 inch of brake lining or pad. It's properly mounted, secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged. There's no grease, oil, or debris. Brakes, done. Tire, inside, outside of the tire. There's no cuts, bruises, or abrasions. Top, even tread wear, there's no less than 4/32 of tread. Okay? Then I got my inner and my outer rim. They're properly mounted, secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged. No illegal welds. I step back, I look, all my lug nuts are present. There's no running rust indicating that they would be loose. No shiny metals. Valve stem, properly mounted, secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged. Is not leaking. Tire is at 120 PSI. I checked it this morning with the proper gauge. This is my oil hook seal. I'll pop that cap, check, make sure it's at the proper level. It's not leaking. It's properly mounted, secured, not damaged. As I move, coming to my door, I'm going to open the door, lift up on it. The hinges are secure. It supports the weight of the door. My weather stripping is properly mounted, secured, not missing, not cracked, broken, or damaged. Okay. My mirror is properly mounted, secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged. The door handle opens and shuts the door properly. It's not cracked, broken, or damaged. There's no illegal sticklers on my mirrors. These are my steps. They do support the weight of the driver. There's no grease, oil, debris. This is turn signal, four-way flasher, and running light. It's amber in color. It's properly mounted, secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged. As I move down, my def tank. It's properly mounted, secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged. Not leaking, caps on tight. My emergency equipment, I have a fully charged fire extinguisher, 3 reflective triangles, and my extra fuses. They're all in this cubby hole. Right here. Fuel tank. On the back side here, all straps are here. They're not shifted. Tank cap is on tight. If I look underneath, there's no leaking, no puddling, indicating that there would be any leaks. And it is properly mounted, secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged. As I come to the back of my trailer, come on. Back of my trailer here, because I'm going to be talking about stuff in here. At the top, DOT reflective tape. It's properly mounted, secured, and not missing. As I come down, I'm coming to my work lights. My work lights are white in color. They're properly mounted, secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged. And they're not missing. As I come, I have air lines and electric hoses. They are properly mounted, secured, and connected to my truck. All right? If I follow them, they connect to my trailer. They connect with glad hands. My glad hands are properly mounted, secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged. Rubber grommets are in place, not cracked, broken, or damaged, or frayed. They are not leaking. The hoses themselves are not cracked, broken, or damaged, or frayed, and there's no bare acre wires showing. And my electric line is serially locked in the locked position in the pigtail. Catwalk. Steps. They're free of grease, oil, or debris. They're not cracked, broken, or damaged. And pause. Grease, oil, debris. Step free of grease, oil, debris. They will support the weight of the driver. Frame. Properly mounted, secured. It runs the length of the truck, front to back. It's properly mounted, secured. All bolts and nuts are present. There's no cracks, illegal welds. It's not bent, broken, or damaged. Cross number. Properly mounted, secured. Not cracked, broken, or damaged. Drive shaft. Properly mounted, secured. There's nothing wrapped on the drive shaft. It's properly mounted, secured. I don't see any shiny metals in my universal joints, indicating that they will be loose or damaged. I have a torsion bar. My torsion bar is properly mounted, secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged. It is not bent or broken. From there, I'm coming to my suspension. Leaf spring mounts, leaf spring mount in the back. Properly mounted, secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged. The springs are not shifted. My U-bolts are properly mounted, secured, holding them tight. The bolts are tight and present with the U-bolt. Alright? Airbag, properly mounted, secured. Airbag mount, properly mounted, secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged. Airbag is not cracked, frayed, or damaged. It is not leaking. Shock absorber. Shock absorber is properly mounted, secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged. And it is not leaking. Shock absorber mounts are properly mounted, secured. I'm coming to my brakes. My brake chamber, properly mounted, secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged. All hoses going to it are not leaking. Slack adjuster push rod, properly mounted, secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged. If the brakes are released, there is no more than 1 inch of play in the push rod. If they were, they would be needing an adjustment, and the cotter key is in place. Brake drum, properly mounted, secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged. No grease, oil, debris, no deep grooves. Brake lining, properly mounted, secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged. There's no less than 1/4 inch of pad. Tires, this is my Bud system. Okay? Both tires, inner and outer walls, properly mounted, secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged. No cuts, bruisings, or abrasions on the inside and outside of each tire. Top of my tire, even tread wear, no less than 30 seconds of tread. Both tires are at 120 PSI, checked them this morning with the proper gauge. Valve stems, properly mounted, secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged. It's not leaking. My rims, my inner rim and my outer rim, both of them are properly mounted, secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged, with no illegal welds. I step back and I look at my lug nuts. They're all properly mounted, secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged. None are missing. I do not see any running rust or shiny metals indicating that they would be loose. My oil hook seal is properly mounted, secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged. It is at the proper level and it is not leaking. That axle is done. Now I'm going to come right here. That's RS. Header board, properly mounted, secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged. All rivets are in place and it's not bulging. Now I'm going to talk about my fifth wheel. As I look under here, I got my fifth wheel mounting plate and I got my fifth wheel mounting bracket. They are properly mounted, secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged. All bolts are present. This is a sliding fifth wheel. It is in the locked position. How do I know? I can see my teeth. All right. Apron of the trailer is properly mounted, secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged. My fifth wheel skid plate is properly mounted, secured. It is properly greased. It is not cracked, broken, or damaged. There is no illegal welds. Because this is a sliding fifth wheel, I have an airlines. My airline going to my fifth wheel is properly mounted, secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged. It is not leaking. And yeah, there is no gap between the apron and the fifth wheel. Air gap. You cannot see light through it. They're touching. At the top of this trailer, I have a side marker light. It is amber in color. It's properly mounted, secured. It's not cracked, broken, or damaged. As I look down my trailer, there's no bulging, it doesn't look damaged. It will support a load. Okay? DOT tape runs the length of my trailer. It is properly mounted, secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged. Okay? I'm going underneath. I'm going underneath. Underneath here, I'm looking at my locking jaws and my kingpin. They are properly mounted, secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged. Okay? I have another torsion bar right here. You don't need to mention it, but if you did not mention it in front, you have another one sitting right here staring you in the face. Torsion bar, properly mounted, secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged. Alright? DOT tape, mud flaps, are not dragging the ground. They're properly mounted, secured. These are my multi-function lights. They are my brake lights, my running lights, my right and left turn signal, my forward flashers, and if I didn't say brake lights, are my brake lights. They are red in color. They are properly mounted, secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged. Clear light is my reverse light. It's properly mounted, secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged. As I pivot and I turn, I look at my cross members all the way down the length of my trailer. They are properly mounted, secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged, and they will support the load. Here, properly mounted, secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged. No illegal welds. My Shan shoes are in place. They are properly mounted, secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged. Yeah, locking down. This is my landing gear crank handle. It raises and lowers the landing gear, and it is in the stowed position. Okay, walking down. This is a running light, four-way flasher, right and left turn signal. It is properly mounted secured. It is not cracked, broken, or damaged, and it's amber in color. Air, electrical lines, properly mounted secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged, no frayed or bare naked wires, and they're not dragging the ground. Now, from this position, I'm going to crouch down. I can see all of my suspension right there, but I'm calling it for this action. Okay? I got my shock absorber, properly mounted secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged. Shock absorber mounts are properly mounted secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged. I have my airbag mounts, properly mounted secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged. There is no cuts or abrasions in the airbag, and it's not leaking. Suspension's done. Trailing on, sorry. Properly mounted secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged. There is no illegal welds. Brake chamber, properly mounted secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged. Slack adjuster and push rod are properly mounted secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged. Bent or broken, cotter key is in place. There's no more than 1 inch of play in the push rod. If there were, the brakes would need adjusted. Now I'm going to come up, not cracked, broken, or damaged. Brake drum, properly mounted secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged. No grease, oil, debris, there's no deep grooves. The lining of that brake drum is no less than 1/4 inch of pad or lining. There's no grease, oil, debris, not cracked, broken, or damaged. Bud system. My bud spacing. There's nothing in there, no debris. It's at their tires are not touching. Tires, inner, outer walls of both tires, no cuts, bruises, or abrasions, properly mounted secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged. Top of the tire, even tread wear, no less than 2 30-seconds of tread. It's properly mounted secured. It's at 120 psi. Checked it this morning with the proper gauge. Valve stem, properly mounted secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged. Not leaking. My rims, my inner rim and my outer rim, both of them properly mounted secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged. No illegal welds. This is my tandem axle. My tandem axle release arm. It is in the locked position because I can see my pins. Okay? It's not cracked, broken, or damaged. It's not got any illegal welds. As I come out, I'm looking at my lug nuts. They're properly mounted secure, not cracked, broken, or damaged. No running rust or shiny metals indicating that they would be loose. This is my oil hub seal. It's properly mounted secured. See the sight glass? It's at the proper level. It is not leaking. That axle's done. As I come here, this is my ABS light. It is amber in color. It is properly mounted secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged. This is a running light. It is red in color, properly mounted secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged. It does work, guys. Trust me. The lens is broke, but the light still works. It's red in color. As I come to the back of my trailer, got my clearance and ID lights. They are all red in color, properly mounted secure, not cracked, broken, or damaged. As I come down, all of these lights are my multi-function lights. They are all properly mounted, secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged. They function as my running light, my backup, my brake light, my right and left turn signal, and my four-way flashers. They are all red in color. They're not cracked, broken, or damaged, or missing. My door raises and lowers properly. All hinges are properly secured. It is in the locked position, and it functions properly. DOT bumper has a DOT reflective tape on it. It is properly mounted, secured, and it's not missing. That's the end there. I'm going to talk about what's different on this side of the truck. It's right down here, in between the tank and the frame. You can see it. It's properly mounted, secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged. There's no carbon darts, pitting of the exhaust pipe, and it's not rusting. And it's properly mounted, secured. All mounting bolts and brackets are properly mounted, secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged. You pull the not cut, frayed, or damaged. My seat belt, it latches, maybe, and unlatches properly. And then click it back in. My windows, group them together. Windshield, windows, side windows, they go up and down properly. There's no illegal stickers obstructing any of my view. Windshield seal is properly mounted, secured, and it does not leak. Mirrors, they are adjusted to me as the driver. There's no illegal stickers obstructing my view, and they're properly mounted, secured, not cracked, bent, or broken, or damaged. With your permission, I would like to perform a safe start. Turn the key on with your foot on the brake. Make sure it's in neutral. Click, click, click. Foot off the brake. First thing you call out is your oil pressure gauge. It's at 40 psi and rising to the proper operating level. My ABS light went off. Air tanks, they're at about 20 psi and rising to the proper operating range. This is your primary and secondary air tanks right here on the right hand side with the red light file. Water temperature is properly rising to the proper operating range. It's at about 150 degrees. My voltmeter. Shit. It's at 14.0. It's within the proper operating range. Okay? Windshield wipers. They work properly. They're not bent, broken, or damaged, or frayed. Windshield washer fluid also works properly. Indicator lights. Right turn signal. My left turn signal. High and low beam. My four-way flashers. All my indicator lights are working properly, and they in proper function. They properly are working properly in function. Okay. Defrost. Turn it on. My defrost working properly. My heater is working properly. Turn it off. All right. Sorry, guys. Air horn. City horn. Air horn. Sorry, I forgot to do that. Air horn. City horn. Both of them work properly. All right. I'm going to test my trailer brake. So I'm going to push my parking brake in. I'm going to put it in drive. I'm going to pull against it slightly. It does hold the truck. Now I'm going to test my parking brake. It holds the truck. I'm going to test my service brake. I'm going to pull forward and I'm going to stop the truck. About 5 miles an hour. Service brake stops the truck properly. It does not pull to the left or the right. Now, I am going to put my truck in neutral. I'm not pulling my buttons. Keep them pushed in because you now need to perform the lab test. So I'm going to let my truck build the proper air pressure. Get it up over 100, 110, 115 psi. Or wait till the pressure release valve kicks out. Cut the truck off. I'm going to turn it back to the on position. I'm not going to start it. I'm going to hold my brake for 60 seconds. I will not lose more than 4 pounds of pressure. Count to 60. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go all the way to 60 seconds. Take your foot off the brake. I did not lose more than 4 pounds of pressure within 60 seconds. Now I'm going to fan my brake, and my indicator lights or my alarm will come on. As soon as you see the light, stop. Get your foot off the brake. My indicator lights came on at around 60 psi. I'm going to continue to fan the brakes. Now you don't watch your gauges, you watch your buttons. And my buttons are going to pop out. My buttons popped out at around 20 psi. That concludes my pre-trip and my lab test. You're done.